Are you preparing for the GRE and wondering what constitutes a good score? Look no further, because in this video I will provide you with a comprehensive understanding of average GRE scores and give you helpful tips on setting and achieving your target score. While the graduate admissions process may have changed in recent years, one thing remains the same, and that is the GRE is still an essential part of the equation. Despite some universities claiming to be test optional, many still rely on the GRE as a key indicator of a student's readiness for grad school. Not to mention that a high GRE score can open a world of opportunities, such as qualifying for highly sought after fellowships, assistantships, and scholarships. Now, if you're ready to embark on the exciting journey of graduate admissions in the United States, make sure you're fully prepared by downloading our free ebook, The International Student's Guide to Studying in the United States. Inside this guide, you will find a comprehensive roadmap detailing everything you need to know to succeed. So don't miss out on this valuable resource. Click the link in the description section below to download your free copy now. Before we delve deeper into GRE average scores, let's discuss how the GRE general test is scored. The GRE consists of 3 skill areas, often called measures, which include the verbal reasoning or VR, the quantitative reasoning or QR, and analytical writing. Now, the verbal reasoning and quant reasoning measures of the GRE are each graded on a scale of 130 to 170 in 1-point increments, and these are the most referenced GRE section scores, while the analytical writing measure is graded on a scale of 0 to 6 in half-point increments. Now, the scores for the verbal reasoning, the quant reasoning, and the analytical writing are reported independently, unlike other standardized tests like the ACT or the SAT that are typically reported with an overall composite score. Now, here are some intriguing statistics about the GRE in recent years. In the 3-year period between 2018 to 2021, over 1.3 million students took the GRE, and the average verbal reasoning score for all test takers who sat for the GRE general test in this 3-year period was 150.6, while that of the quantitative reasoning was almost 5 points higher at 154.3. And in the same time frame, the average score on the analytical writing was 3.6. But knowledge of average GRE scores from all test takers alone does not add much value. What is more important is to consider GRE score distributions, also known as percentile scores, to get an accurate picture of where a GRE score falls relative to your competition. This could be among the pool of test takers who are targeting similar fields of grad study or applicants to a particular grad school or grad program. For example, in the 3-year period between 2018 to 2021, a GRE verbal reasoning score of 168 fell in the 98th percentile, while the same score of 168 on the quant measure fell into the 90th percentile. Said another way, in this time period, if you wanted to achieve a verbal reasoning score that falls in the 90th percentile, you would need a verbal reasoning score of at least 162, and that same score of 162 on the quant section will place you at the 73rd percentile, which goes to show how difficult it is to achieve a high verbal reasoning section score relative to a high quant section score. Analyzing the differences in GRE scores across different fields of study, we see that grad school prospects in the physical sciences and engineering usually pull the highest quant average scores at 160, while law school prospects and grad school prospects in the humanities usually pull the highest verbal reasoning average scores at 156. So as you can see, your target GRE score would ultimately depend on how competitive the pool of applicants within your grad school field of study are, which by the way always varies from one university to another. One of the best ways to find out how competitive your applicant pool will be is to look at the student profile of the last year's admitted class in each of the grad school programs you're applying to. So for example, if I was applying to the University of Michigan's Business School, I would find out that the average GRE score for the 2024 admitted class was 160 for both the verbal reasoning and the quant reasoning sections. So now you know how to set a target GRE score. Let's talk about how you can raise your GRE score. Now, your first course of action will be to take an official GRE practice test to know exactly where you fall. And it's best to take this practice test under realistic test-taking conditions. And a really good resource to find realistic GRE practice tests is from ETS, who are the makers of the GRE exam. And on their website, you can find 3 free full-length GRE practice tests called the Power Prep Test Series. And how far off you are from your target GRE score after taking this practice test will determine how rigorous your GRE prep will need to be. The next course of action is to identify areas of the GRE where you're strong and weak at. And for most applicants, the measures of the GRE that carry the most weight will be the quant and the verbal reasoning sections. This is where working with the right GRE prep resource becomes very important, which could be in the form of GRE prep books and self-paced courses for those who need minimal teacher support, or small group GRE live classes and private GRE tutoring for those who need more support. And to help you find the best GRE prep resources, you can watch our reviews on the best GRE courses and private online tutoring companies on the market, which I'm going to leave a link in the description section below. Just as important as practicing with the right prep resources is making and sticking to a study schedule. For most preppers, a 3 to 5 month period of continuous GRE prep should be sufficient to see significant improvements in your GRE score. Now, it is important to remember that while GRE scores can help to set you apart from the competition, they should never be seen as the sole determinant of success in the grad school or professional school admissions process, as other information such as your undergrad GPA, your CV, your letters of recommendation, and statements of purpose play a crucial role as well. Hope you found this information valuable. Don't forget to grab your free guide in the description section below. Thanks for watching and best of luck in your GRE prep.